Um, Good afternoon, children. If you can hear me loudly and clearly, please type LNC. All right. So, all right, kids. Just want to we just pause the recording. Oh, okay. Now coming to structural organization in animals. Now, in structural organization in animals, cockroach, earthworm, and frog questions we don't have to do. So, just telling you exercise 1. Um, you have 200 questions. If you have 200 questions in structural organization in animals, type 200. Exercise 1, 200 questions. Okay, now please make a note of this. You have to solve in this only up to 148. You have to solve only 148. Okay, that means we have divided into subsections. The last subsection जिसका क्वेश्चन आप करेंगे वो होगा न्यूरल टिश्यू. ठीक है, उसके बाद जो नेक्स्ट सबसेक्शंस होने वाले हैं वो होगा कॉकरोच, अर्थवर्म एंड फ्रॉग. तो कॉकरोच, अर्थवर्म एंड फ्रॉग की क्वेश्चंस आप नहीं करेंगे. ओके, देन एक्सरसाइज 2. Exercise 2, picture based questions. You will be solving from 1 to 5 because 6 1 onwards is cockroach and earthworm questions. Okay, then exercise 3. Exercise 3, you are going to solve up to question number 20. Because after that there is. Now exercise 4, assertion reason questions, you are not going to solve. Because assertion reason questions we have added, it was first included under aims. This year aims got merged into NEET, so there is only one exam, and we thought that there would be some assertion reasons, but assertion reason questions are not there in NEET pattern at all. And exercise 5 is a mixture of all questions. So in that, whatever question deal with cockroach, earthworm or frog, you will not be doing it. All right. So some people were having this confusion as to what questions to solve, what not to solve. I've got a lot of messages regarding that कि सर ये सॉल्व करना है, वो सॉल्व करना है. Okay. Now, as I told you, animal kingdom. See all these when we created all this material. Prathamesh, that's okay. Exercise 1, if you have 197 questions, that's okay. Okay. But I think the questions of neural tissue are up to 148 only. All right. So neural tissue तक ही करना है. Correct. Now I got doubts from many questions. There are 40 people right now, but I have not got. Aditya, what is written on the board in these or this? You have to solve only those many from the chapter which has been written on the screen. Okay. So in structural organization in animals, you have to solve exercise 5, everything, because exercise 5 is a mixture, except cockroach, earthworm and frog. Except cockroach, earthworm and frog, you will have to do everything. Okay, so I have written the question numbers which are not having cockroach and frog. So you're going to do those questions only. Also, when we had created this booklet, as I told you, it was from the aims perspective, because aims had difficult questions. That's why we had a lot of extra material, extra examples. One thing that you have to remember, now coming back to animal kingdom, one thing that you have to understand is that in animal kingdom, examples given in NCERT are important. उसके बाहर नहीं आएगा तो चलेगा. Okay. Non-chordates, मतलब from porifera to hemichordata, you only have to study up to phylum. You don't have to study class. Class नहीं पढ़ना है. But in chordata, you have to also study the classes. Right? Now, while teaching some groups, I have taught you class also. Right? In spite of that, क्लास के बेसिस पे जो क्वेश्चंस आते हैं या एडिशनल इंफॉर्मेशन, बहुत एक्सेसिव इंफॉर्मेशन वाले क्वेश्चंस हैं, वो सब नहीं सॉल्व करने. ठीक है. एनिमल किंगडम में थोड़ा सा ज़्यादा होता था हर साल. So I'm going to help you remove certain questions which you can cancel it. Okay. Question number 25, cancel. Question number 26, cancel. Question number 28, difficult larvae, cancel. Question number 32, cancel. Question number 37, cancel. Question number 39, cancel. Question number 41, cancel. Question number 42, cancel. Question number 49, cancel. Question number 51, cancel. Question number 56, cancel. Question number 57, cancel. Actually, you can keep question number 57. Sorry. Question number 57, you can keep. Question number 61, cancel. Question number 84, uh, we can cancel it, but I want you to remember because this is useful in 12th standard. Gambusia, question number 84, Gambusia is a type of fish which eats mosquito larva. Okay. It's also called the guppy fish. Question number 87 is related to 84. Okay. Question number 115, cancel. Question number 119, cancel. Question number 116, cancel. So these are those additional questions. Question number 120 also cancel. So these are those additional questions which are given in your book. Additional का मतलब ये है कि there were additional examples which we have given. In animal kingdom, exercise 4, assertion reasoning, you don't have to solve. I leave it as an option to you. Okay. But if you want to solve, we will not be discussing much about it, but if you want to solve, how to solve assertion reason questions. Okay. Because अभी सीबीएसई बोर्ड में कुछ क्वेश्चंस असर्शन रीजन के आ रहे हैं एमसीक्यू में, नीट में नहीं आ रहा है बट सीबीएसई बोर्ड में है. सो हाउ टू सॉल्व असर्शन रीजन क्वेश्चंस. सो चिल्ड्रन, assertion is a statement and reason is also statement. Okay, so both of them are statements. Something will be written here. Now your first step is read assertion, read the statement and state whether it is true or false. So read assertion, state whether it is true or false. Step 2, read reason, that statement, and state whether it is true or false. That's your second step. Okay. So assertion reason में ऑप्शन ए क्या होता है, ऑप्शन बी, ऑप्शन सी, ऑप्शन डी. ऑप्शन सी पे आते हैं. assertion is true, reason is false, or assertion is false, reason is also false. So just by writing true or false, you can come to know whether it is C or whether it is D. Now problem will come when both are true. When assertion is true, reason is true. Now option A says reason explains assertion and option B says reason does not explain assertion. Now this is a very critical step. This is interesting step. Step 3 में read assertion, जो भी statement है, read assertion, okay, add the word because and then read reason. So it will look like a give reason. So if assertion is true, reason is true, and if I write because in between, then and it makes sense. So when you read this and it makes sense, then it is going to be A. If it doesn't make sense, then it is going to be B. Okay. All right. I want all of you all to come to page number 125. Rather, exercise 4, assertion reason, question number 1. I want you all to come to assertion reason, question number 1. I'll just help you out with that. Okay. Now let's read the first question. Right? Assertion, sponges have body organization of cellular level. Reason, there is some physiological division of labor. Okay. There is some physiological division of labor. Now, sponges have a body organization called cellular level of organization. So the answer will be true. Yes, they do have cellular level. There is some physiological division of labor. Physiological matlab functional. That is also slightly, dekho, they have cellular level. Every cell can perform different functions. But in their body, we have some amoebocytes which can differentiate and do other functions. So there is some, not complete division of labor. So the word some के वजह से it is true. But why do we, now I read the, so both assertion and reason are true. Now if I add because, so sponges have body organization of cellular level because there is some physiological division of labor. Now is it correct? Does it sounds correct to you? Sponges have body organization of cellular level because there is some physiological division of labor. No, it's incorrect. It is incorrect. Yes, they have a cellular level of organization because they don't have tissues. The cells are independent of each other. That would be the reason. So both statements, assertion and reason, are true, and a reason does not explain assertion. So what option am I going to mark? A, B, C, D. What is the option that we will be marking? B, correct. B. Now, let's look at question number 3. Question number 3. Okay. Obelia is dimorphic in nature. Okay. Polyp and gonangia. Gonangia के बदले उधर लिखो मेड्यूसा. गोनांजिया कट करके लिखिए मेड्यूसा. Okay. So Obelia is dimorphic in nature. Polyp and medusa form are exhibited by Obelia. Now tell me, assertion. If assertion is true, write A T. A dash T. If you think assertion is true, write A dash T. If you think assertion is false, write A dash F. Come on, write in the chat box. Absolutely correct. Obelia is dimorphic in nature. Di मतलब two, morph मतलब structure, जिसको पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म भी बोलते हैं हम. ठीक है, लाइफ साइकिल को पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म के मेटाजेनेसिस भी बोलते हैं. Reason: polyp and medusa forms are exhibited by Obelia. Now tell me, what is reason? RT or RF? RT, reason T or reason F? Absolutely correct. Polyp and medusa form are exhibited by Obelia. So assertion is true, reason is true. तो ऑप्शन ए भी हो सकता है, बी भी हो सकता है. चलो दोनों के बीच में बिकॉज लिखो, स्टेटमेंट पढ़ो और मुझे बताओ ऑप्शन ए होगा कि ऑप्शन बी होगा. राइट इन द चैट बॉक्स ए और बी. दैट्स एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट. ऑप्शन ए होगा, राइट? बिकॉज सी, ओबेलिया इज डायमॉर्फिक इन नेचर बिकॉज पॉलिप एंड medusa forms are exhibited by Obelia. That's the correct answer. Right? Now from NEET, assertion and reason questions are not there anymore. But CBSE के एग्जाम्स में, थियरी एग्जाम्स में कभी कभी पूछ सकते हैं. हम लोग असर्शन रीजन बहुत ज़्यादा क्वेश्चंस नहीं करेंगे. ओके, बट आपको असर्शन रीजन सॉल्व करने आना चाहिए. ठीक है, क्योंकि हमने जो असर्शन रीजन सेक्शन दिया है वो बहुत कॉम्प्लेक्स असर्शन रीजन क्वेश्चंस होते हैं. ठीक है, ओके. So we are now going to start with animal kingdom doubts. Right? Now our strength is 42, but on my phone 42 participants have not given me their doubts. Right? Now if you want, I can take everybody's names, those who have given me doubts, मेरे को मिला है, जिन लोगों ने भी भेजा उनको पता है कि ब्लू टिक मैंने देखा हुआ है वो क्वेश्चंस। दोज हु हैव नॉट, आप सामने से ही मुझे लिख दीजिए कि सर आई हैव नॉट डन, नहीं तो फिर मैं सबका भी अटेंडेंस और प्रेजेंटेशन लेता हूं यहाँ पे, एंड फिर पकड़े गए तो फिर मैं आगे तक कोई भी बायो का क्लास नहीं दूंगा, फिर आपको मैं रिफंड कर दूंगा फीस, अगर मुझे आपने अटेंडेंस लेने लगवाया तो। जिन लोगों ने करवाया किया है कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं है, जिन्होंने नहीं किया और जिन्होंने मुझे नहीं सबमिट किया है वो प्लीज इधर लिख दीजिए, नहीं तो अगले क्लास से मैं आपको बैठने नहीं दूंगा। ओके, जो लोग लिख रहे हैं आई एम जस्ट आंसरिंग देम, सो आई जस्ट वांट like 5 minutes from everybody. I'm just answering everybody on the chat. Right? So there are so many kids who have not done the work, एंड अभी मुझे ये बोला जा रहा है अरे सर आई डिड नॉट लिसन टू यू बिकॉज ऑफ द नेटवर्क इश्यूज और ये सब ऑल दिस क्रैप। बच्चे हम लोग भी स्टूडेंट रह चुके हैं, हमको भी मालूम है। तो एक काम करते हैं, ठीक है, फर्स्ट टाइम आपको बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट देता हूं, बिकॉज बहुत सारे बच्चों ने नहीं काम किया है, राइट। फर्स्ट एंड द लास्ट टाइम बेनिफिट ऑफ डाउट देता हूं। अभी मैंने आपको बताया है और मुझे नेक्स्ट क्लास आने से पहले, नेक्स्ट ट्यूसडे से पहले क्या मिल जाना चाहिए लिख दे रहा हूं, ठीक है ना। चैप्टर का नाम है एनिमल किंगडम, और दूसरे चैप्टर का नाम है स्ट्रक्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन एनिमल्स, ठीक है। इन स्ट्रक्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन एनिमल्स, कॉकरोच, earthworm and frog have been deleted from the syllabus. कॉकरोच, earthworm and frog, so वो नहीं होना चाहिए। You have to solve ZEAL बुकलेट। आज एनिमल किंगडम में एक्स्ट्रा क्वेश्चंस मैंने आउट कर दिया है, राइट। ZEAL बुकलेट यू हैव टू सॉल्व, then you have to solve NCERT at your fingertips, NCERT at your fingertips, and you have to solve all the DPPs of these chapters. There are 75 DPPs in each subject, and okay. Sir, is it confirmed from NTA that the deleted portion will come in NEET or not? No, it is not confirmed because the old NEET has just, yeah, and you don't need to worry. We have 2 years with us. If the deleted portion comes in the syllabus, we will do that. Okay. It is less likely. Yeah. Devangi is asking me which DPPs. तो मेडिकल में आपको डेली प्रैक्टिस प्रॉब्लम्स दिए हुए हैं. देर इज अ सेट ऑफ 75 डीपीपीज, नंबर लिखा हुआ है उसके ऊपर. हर डीपीपी के ऊपर नंबर लिखा हुआ है. देर आर 70 बायो दोज डीपीपीज. इफ यू हैव नॉट गॉट द डीपीपीज, प्लीज connect with your administrative staff. You have not got, that means it has been your issue, because I think it has been distributed. कम से कम 5-6 बार तो मैंने पूछा है कि ये मिला है, ये मिला है, ये मिला है कि नहीं. Okay, this is given by the ZEAL team to you. This has also been given by the ZEAL team to you, and this was your homework book which you have to purchase. NCERT at your fingertips. Yeah. If you have not received this, तो अभी जिन लोगों का नेटवर्क प्रॉब्लम है ना, सर दर्द है, ये है, वो है, it is all there written in front of you. You have to complete this by Monday. And I told you very clearly. अभी आप बोलोगे कि सर, एंड क्यों, आप लोगों का रीजन तो तैयार रहता है ना. अरे सर, पेरेंट्स को जाके ये बोलोगे सर ने तो सिर्फ 3 ही दिन दिया, 4 ही दिन दिया. स्ट्रक्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ये खत्म होके कितना समय हो चुका है. एंड एवरी टाइम व्हेन द बुकलेट वाज गिवन, आई टोल्ड यू प्लीज डू इट. एनिमल किंगडम में वी वर डूइंग कॉर डेटा, और बुक में भी, ZEAL के बुकलेट में भी, इट इज चैप्टर वाइज. इफ यू डोंट डू योर वर्क डेली, जब होमवर्क सबमिशन आएगा तब लगेगा यार सर ने 2 ही दिन दिया, 3 ही दिन दिया. नो, आई हैव नॉट गिवन यू 2-3 days. दिस हैज बीन हैपनिंग सिंस क्वाइट सम टाइम. But still, I believe in benefit of doubt. By Monday, whatever problems you have, sort it out. And I want Animal Kingdom, Structural Organization in Animals का ZEAL booklet, NCERT at your fingertips, and DPPB to be solved. Just to give you an idea, the chapters that have been completed are also biomolecules, cell the unit of life, cell cycle and cell division, then the living world and biological classification. All these chapters have been completed, and you were expected almost 45 minutes to 50 minutes of one of my lectures मैंने वेस्ट किया था. वेस्ट किया मतलब आप लोगों को एक्सप्लेन किया था कि कैसे सॉल्व करना है, जैसे जैसे आपके लेक्चर्स होते जाएंगे. अगर आपके पास बहुत फ्री टाइम है, ये चैप्टर्स ऑलरेडी हो चुके हैं. जैसे जैसे चैप्टर्स होते हैं वैसे वैसे बुकलेट सॉल्व करो, नहीं तो बैकलॉग बढ़ते जाएगा. And in the coming weeks, I am going to ask you to submit ZEAL booklet, NCERT of your fingertips, and DPPs of these chapters also. So जितने लोगों ने नहीं किया है वो प्लीज कर ले. मंडे तक मुझे एनिमल किंगडम एंड स्ट्रक्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन इन एनिमल्स, इनका ZEAL booklet, NCERT at your fingertips, and DPPs चाहिए. Okay. Some kids were asking me about NCERT at your fingertips ka. NCERT at your fingertips में there is a last section which is called HOTS. HOT stands for Higher Order Thinking Skills. नाउ हायर ऑर्डर थिंकिंग स्किल में जो भी प्रॉब्लम्स दिए हुए हैं वो बायोलॉजी ओलंपियाड लेवल के प्रॉब्लम्स है, जो नीट में नहीं आते हैं। ओके, बायोलॉजी ओलंपियाड इज अ वेरी हाई लेवल एग्जामिनेशन। वो लोग ने वहां से क्वेश्चन डायरेक्टली उठा के हॉट्स में डाला हुआ है, और बहुत बार उसका बैकग्राउंड भी आपको नहीं होता है। तो आई एम राइटिंग लीव हॉट्स, लीव हॉट्स। बट उसके अलावा एनसीईआरटी एट योर फिंगर टिप्स में एक सेक्शन है कॉल्ड एनसीईआरटी एग्जाम्पलर, वो करना है। और जो जनरल एमसीक्यूज दिया हुआ है वो करना है, हॉट्स नहीं करना है। आप अटेम्प्ट करिए, अगर आपको आता है ठीक है, नहीं आता है छोड़ दीजिए। वो बहुत हाई लेवल क्वेश्चंस है, उतने हाई लेवल क्वेश्चंस नीट में आते ही नहीं है, और एम्स नहीं है तो एम्स में भी नहीं आते। So I am repeating myself once again. There are three things that you are going to do in bio on a regular interval. The ZEAL booklet, which is from here on I am going to call it classwork. NCRT at your fingertips, which is going to be called homework, and DPPs, which is 30 questions in per DPP. So you have to go to the particular chapter, check the DPPs which are given there. ठीक है, बाय मंडे एनिमल किंगडम एंड स्ट्रक्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ये खत्म हो जाना चाहिए। और कायदे से तो ये सारे चैप्टर्स को खत्म होके काफी समय हुआ है, राइट। अभी जो आपके एग्जाम्स आने वाले हैं, ठीक है, उसमें इसमें से कुछ चैप्टर्स हैं, वो चैप्टर्स भी आप अच्छे से पढ़िए। बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन का तो आपका टेस्ट भी हो चुका है, तो जिनका जिनका टेस्ट हो चुका है उनका तो ये बुकलेट कंप्लीट हो जाना चाहिए, द लिविंग वर्ल्ड और बायोलॉजिकल क्लासिफिकेशन। अब करेंटली एनिमल किंगडम और बायोमोलिक्यूल्स आई थिंक कमिंग टेस्ट में आ रहा है, पार्ट टेस्ट में सबके, तो एटलीस्ट बायोमोलिक्यूल सबका फिनिश हो जाना चाहिए। टेक्निकली सब कुछ फिनिश होना चाहिए, बट प्रायोरिटी वाइज एनिमल किंगडम अगर आपने बिल्कुल नहीं किया है तो एनिमल किंगडम स्ट्रक्चरल ऑर्गेनाइजेशन के बाद पिकअप बायोमोलिक्यूल्स। डज एनीवन हैव एनी डाउट? फिर बाद में मैंने ये क्वेश्चन पूछा कि काम क्यों नहीं किया है, तो ये मत बोलना कि सर ये नहीं समझा वो नहीं समझा। इफ यू हैव एनी क्वेरीज प्लीज आस्क। इफ यू हैव अंडरस्टूड राइट अंडरस्टूड सर। Yes, Rimjim, Jipmer is also, there is only one medical exam now. Yes, Aditya. ये मंडे तक ओनली दोज पीपल हैव टू सेंड जिन्होंने डाउट्स नहीं भेजे हैं। जिनका करके हो गया है, स्टार्ट डूइंग द अदर चैप्टर्स। NCRT exemplar is not a different book. It was a selection of multiple choice questions which was given by NCRT long back, 7-8 years back. All booklets like NCRT at your fingertips, हर चैप्टर के पास एक। प्रथमेश, इससे मेरे को पता चला है कि आपने एनसीईआरटी एट योर फिंगरटिप्स खोला भी नहीं है, बिकॉज जिन्होंने खोला उनको मालूम है एमसीक्यूज के बाद हर चैप्टर में एक सेक्शन होता है एनसीईआरटी एग्जाम्पलर का। ओके, 3 सेक्शंस है, एमसीक्यू, एनसीईआरटी एग्जाम्पलर और हॉट्स। हॉट्स नहीं करना है एनसीईआरटी एट योर फिंगरटिप्स बुक में। I need all 41 people to respond with either understood or have doubt. Because when on Tuesday or in doubt solving, if I ask you and then you tell me, sir, ये नहीं मालूम है, वो नहीं मालूम है, then you will have it from me. You have to send me your doubts only. Just by your doubts, I will come to know how many of y'all have studied how much. Like one person gave me a doubt, what is the process by which WBC comes out of the blood vessels called? It's a straightforward question. You have not listened to the lectures carefully. The process is diapedesis. So when you tell me the level of questions, now I understand how much have you studied and how much you haven't. So just send me your doubts. Some people have sent one doubt. पूरे चैप्टर में से एक डाउट भेजा है मेरे को, है ना? वो नाम के लिए कि चलो मैंने नाम के लिए एक डाउट भेज दिया. पागल समझ के रखा है ना हम लोगों को आपने. Next thing is about Project Aqua World. How many of y'all have not completed the project till now? Those who have not completed will write not completed. Those who have not completed the project till now write not completed. Okay. Those who have completed their projects just write ready. Those who have completed their projects just write ready. I hope they include everything up to mollusca and hemichordata also. Once it is done till mollusca and hemichordata only, then it will be ready. Because mollusca and hemichordata may be organisms hai. That's great. So this is, so you have to submit it by next uh, Friday. So I'm giving you one last week. That is going to be 27th. Yes. And I don't want it to be sent at odd hours. Next Friday before 6 p.m. you will be sending it. And I will give you a special email ID. I will put it on the group. Special email ID. I will send it. And you have to send your project on that only. In case the size of your project is large, you can upload it on your Google Drive and share the link via email on this email ID. लिख लो प्लीज अगर याद नहीं रहता है तो. When you are giving me, तो email का title ये होना चाहिए, your name, then center and aqua world. आपने अंदर जो भी टाइटल लिखा होगा अपना, क्योंकि इसका टाइटल भी आप लिख सकते हो राइट. मेरे लिए aqua world इंपॉर्टेंट है. सो जो ईमेल होता है वो ईमेल के टाइटल में ये आना चाहिए, लाइक माय नेम इज राहुल. सो से राहुल, से आई एम फ्रॉम द थाने सेंटर, राहुल थाने aqua world project. This should be the title. Inside you can briefly describe your टाइटल एंड वॉट एवर फाइल यू सेंड उसमें अपना नाम, जो फाइल सपोज अगर आप पीडीएफ मुझे भेज रहे हो तो पीडीएफ में XYZ नहीं होना चाहिए. यू हैव टू रीनेम द पीडीएफ बिकॉज आई हैव टू सेंड इट टू द जजेस. सो व्हेन आई सेंड इट टू द जजेस, अगर आपके पीडीएफ में आपका नाम नहीं है तो वो लोग बैठ के नाम ढूंढने की कोशिश नहीं करेंगे. सो रीनेम वॉट एवर पीडीएफ, जेपीजी, पीपीटी, वॉट एवर यू आर सेंडिंग टू मी, it has to be renamed as Rahul Thane Aqua World. सो टाइटल में भी नेम सेंटर एक्वा वर्ल्ड लिखना है और फाइल में भी अपना नाम सेंटर और एक्वा वर्ल्ड. तो ऐसा होना चाहिए राहुल थाने एक्वा वर्ल्ड डॉट पीडीएफ. Okay, I will send the email ID where you have to submit your project. It has to be done by next Friday 6 p.m. I'm sorry, not 27, 25th. 25th. Whatever project you are sending me, that project should have your name, so project Aqua World needs to be submitted by Friday 25th before 6 p.m. On the group, I am going to send an email ID. The title to the email should be your name Aqua World और कुछ मुझे नहीं चाहिए, सीधा your name Aqua World. In the title you can give a small description if you want to, and when you are giving an attachment, whatever file folder, whatever attachment, because I give you multiple options, right? अगर आपने पीडीएफ बनाया या जेपीजी इमेजेस डाले हैं या जो भी डाला है तो उसमें आपका नाम होना जरूरी है. ठीक है, या पीपीटी बनाए या वीडियो बनाए तो वो जो भी वीडियो है उसका नाम में आपका नाम, सेंटर, एक्वा वर्ल्ड, ये तीनों शब्द होने जरूरी है. How many of you all have any questions regarding this? If you have a question, type your question. If not, all okay. Type all okay. Yes, Akhilesh, that's correct. That's okay. Okay. One last thing before we start with today's session. There is a biology homework group, or matlab not homework exactly, whatever, only biology group, which is I think called ZEAL 11 only biology, या biology only WhatsApp group. How many of y'all are not there on that group? Type not there. How many of y'all are not there on the group? आप में से जो लोग लेक्चर में हैं अभी और इस ग्रुप में नहीं है, ऐसे कितने लोग हैं? If you are not there in the group, try type not there. Okay, so nobody has typed, that means everyone is there. That's good. Then on this group, I had sent a Google form. How many of you all have not filled the Google form? Right, not filled. How many of you all have not filled the Google form? Right, not filled. Yesterday, I think I sent a Google form. I said, please fill the Google form. Oh, there are so many. That form is for everybody. That form is for everybody. I'm giving you a 5-minute break. I'm here only, I'm not going anywhere. It's 4:35, 4:45, 5 minutes I'm giving. Those who have not filled that Google form, please go and fill it right away. I never mentioned it is not for X college, Y college, integrated, not. I said it is for everyone, right? Please fill it. So respiration is the chapter that we are starting with. Just basics of respiration first. Respiration is a catabolic process. Catabolic means it is causing breakdown. Exergonic, exo means out, erg means energy. So it's a catabolic exergonic process. It's actually involving the breakdown of respiratory substrates to release energy. So what are the various respiratory substrates? Matlab, what is broken down to release energy? The commonest respiratory substrate used by all the cells are primarily carbohydrates. And in that carbohydrate also, the most important one is glucose. If glucose or carbohydrate is not available, then the next respiratory substrate are fats. If fats are not available, only then proteins will be used as the respiratory substrate. So proteins are always used as the last resort or as the last choice. So when will a cell try to break down proteins? A cell will break down proteins only when carbohydrate, fats are not available. Now, respiration involves the use of enzymes. So respiration is a biochemical reaction, and biochemical reaction will always take place with the help of enzymes. So it's an enzymatic reaction and it involves oxidation. So it's an oxidative process. So respiration is a catabolic, exergonic, enzymatic, oxidative process which involves breakdown of substrates to release energy. The most important respiratory substrate is carbohydrate, that is glucose, followed by fats, followed by proteins. Proteins are used as the last choice, right? Now, according to chemistry, what is oxidation? Come on, in the chat box, tell me what is oxidation. Okay, Aman. What about the others? What is oxidation? Very good, Niranjan. You're the first person to give it right. Give the correct answer. Aditi, correct. Yes. So oxidation can involve two processes. Either the process involves addition of oxygen or the process involves removal of hydrogen. Yes, दोनों ही केसेस में हम इसको ऑक्सीडेशन बोलेंगे. So respiration is always an oxidative process. If oxygen is involved, oxygen from the environment is added during respiration. Oxygen is obtained from air. That is why it was also called aerobic respiration, where air was involved in respiration, oxygen was involved. When oxygen is not involved, that respiration is called anaerobic respiration. We've done this in detail in biological classification, correct? Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. Aerobic and anaerobic respiration. So aerobic respiration is an oxidative process. Anaerobic respiration is also an oxidative process, but it does not involve addition. Yes. Now, uh, I'm going to ask you some series of questions. In that, you are going to tell me for aerobic respiration, you will type A, and for anaerobic respiration, you will type A. Tell me in which one mitochondria is used. Mitochondria is used. In which one mitochondria is used? Salil, Aditi, Khushi, Amisha, Rashmi, Chinmay, all of you, in fact, everyone is correct. Aerobic respiration may mitochondria will be required, and anaerobic respiration may it will not be required. In which of these will there be incomplete oxidation? Aerobic or anaerobic? Incomplete oxidation. Very good, Niranjan. Incomplete oxidation will take place. इनकम्प्लीट पूरी तरह से ऑक्सीडाइज नहीं हो पाएगा in anaerobic respiration, and complete oxidation will take place in aerobic respiration. Very good, except for one person, everybody was correct. Anaerobic. Next important one. In which one will there be a lot of energy produced? More energy will be produced in aerobic or anaerobic? Very good, Khushi, Niranjan, Aditi, Shreya, Prathamesh. More energy will be produced in aerobic respiration or anaerobic respiration? More energy will be produced in aerobic respiration. Very good. All of you are absolutely correct. Chalo, next question. Bacteria generally are what? Aerobes or anaerobes? Bacteria are aerobes or anaerobes? Very good, Shreya. Bacteria are aerobes or anaerobes generally? Good, Chetan. Good, Devangi. Niranjan, Prathamesh. Good. They are Bacteria are generally anaerobic. Now, what about human RBCs? Human RBCs will are aerobes or anaerobes? Human RBCs are aerobes or anaerobes? Yeah, so here we have a word called facultative anaerobes, right? Matlab they are generally aerobes, but they may have anaerobic respiration also. तो इसके लिए हम बोलते हैं facultative anaerobes. चलो ये हमने किया हुआ था पहले, right? And most of you all got it correct. So chalo, that means you all have understood the concept of respiration. Now tell me kids, animals animals have what type of respiration? Aerobic or anaerobic respiration? Come on, in the chat box, tell me, animals have what type of respiration? Aerobic or anaerobic respiration? That's correct. Animals have aerobic respiration. Animals have aerobic respiration. You will not find a complete animal which is an anaerobe. A few cells may be like muscle cell and RBCs may be facultative anaerobic. Okay. So we can't say Niranjan, it is depending on the situation. Animals are aerobes. So we are going to study respiration in animals. Okay. So what happens is the animal depends on the environment for oxygen, right? From the environment, there will be a respiratory organ which will pick up oxygen. This respiratory organ will give the oxygen directly to the cells, but mostly in most of the animals it will give it to the circulating fluid, and that circulating fluid will give the oxygen to the cell. Okay, so there is always an interaction like this, right? Am I audible? Okay, so the environment can be, if suppose we are talking about terrestrial organisms, the environment can be air. If air is this, then the respiratory organ, say example ले रहे हैं हम लोग, lungs is the respiratory organ. Then there is circulating fluid. Circulating fluid, say, is blood, and this blood will carry through capillaries, it will carry it to the cell. So how does it work? Air will, matlab the lungs will pick up oxygen from the air, then the lungs will give oxygen to the blood. This blood will carry oxygen to the various cells. Now in the cell, the oxygen is converted into carbon dioxide. Can you tell me, which cell organelle helps in doing that? Within the cell, which cell organelle helps in converting oxygen into carbon dioxide? Come on, tell me that. Very good, Khushi. Very good, Devangi. Absolutely correct. That is mitochondria. So mitochondria will give out carbon dioxide. The carbon dioxide from the cell will be given back to the blood. The blood will give carbon dioxide to the lungs. The lungs will give carbon dioxide back to air. Right? So this is what happens in animals. Animals, we have specialized respiratory organ. Now suppose if this environment was water, if this environment was water, okay? So environment is water, respiratory organs would have been gills, and everything else would remain the same. Okay? So now there are exchange of gases, right? So I can say that there is one exchange of gas between air and lungs. So respiratory organs will take oxygen from the environment to the lungs and will give carbon dioxide to the air. Yes, or environment. This exchange of gases is called breathing. Then there is an exchange of gas between lungs and the blood. Now this exchange of gases between lungs and blood is called external respiration. It's also known as exchange of gases between lungs and blood. There is also exchange of gas between blood and cell, blood and tissues. This is called internal respiration. And there is this exchange which takes place within the cell. Exchange of gases which takes place within the cell is called cellular respiration. Okay, this involves what? Mitochondria. Did we understand the concept of respiration in animals? Plants में ऐसा नहीं होता है. So we are going to do respiration in animals, in which we are going to discuss about breathing. We're going to discuss about external respiration. We're going to discuss about internal respiration. We are not going to discuss about cellular respiration. Okay, we are going to study cellular respiration in a chapter called respiration. So the name of this chapter, which is respiration in animals, the name of the chapter is breathing and exchange of gases. Breathing and exchange of gases. Yes, so that's the name of our chapter. Sometimes it is also known as the respiratory system. Yeah, in this chapter we are going to talk about breathing, external respiration, internal respiration, but we are not going to talk about cellular respiration. Now if you see, the flowchart that I have done is actually breathing and exchange of gases in animals. Very specifically, plants में ऐसा नहीं होता है. Plants don't have respiratory organs per se. ठीक है? Now I want all of you all to please draw this flowchart very carefully. This is my way of explaining. Books में ऐसा सब कुछ दिया नहीं है. But once you understand, so sometimes if people ask you what is the difference between breathing and respiration, because breathing and respiration are used synonymously. So respiration is actually a biochemical process. It's a catabolic reaction which involves breakdown of substrate. अब ब्रेकडाउन ऑफ सबस्ट्रेट के लिए ऑक्सीजन चाहिए. वो ऑक्सीजन एयर से आएगा, एयर से लंग, लंग से ब्लड, ब्लड से सेल, फिर सेल उसको ब्रेक डाउन करेगा. तो रेस्पिरेशन को ब्रेक डाउन करना है, कार्बोहाइड्रेट्स को, फैट्स को, प्रोटीन्स को, उसके लिए ऑक्सीजन चाहिए. और वो एयर से जब तक सेल में नहीं आता है, वो सिस्टम को हम एनिमल्स में रेस्पिरेटरी सिस्टम बोलते हैं. ब्रीदिंग इज अ स्मॉल पार्ट ऑफ रेस्पिरेशन. So respiration is everything, right from the entry of gas to the entry of carbon dioxide, entry of oxygen to release of carbon dioxide. Everything is respiration. But what is breathing? It is the exchange of gas between respiratory organ and environment. Right? बचपन से breathing, respiration सब वर्ड साथ में यूज करते थे, right? Once you finish this, just type done. All right. We are moving on to the next. Yeah. Now, in animals, there are three basic types of respiration. The first one is called cutaneous respiration or cutaneous breathing. What does the cutaneous breathing involve? It is through skin. That's the correct word. But for argument's sake, we are also going to write general body surface here also, because general body surface also behaves like skin only. So respiration either through skin or through general body surface, we are going to take it in one category. Technically, cutaneous respiration primarily means only skin. Then branchial respiration. Come on kids. Branchial respiration का मतलब क्या होगा? Branchial respiration means what? Very good, Khushi. अखिलेश, ब्रैंकियल पता नहीं, ये पहले बार भी शायद किसी ने बोला था ब्रोंकाई। ब्रोंकाई और ब्रैंकाई का कोई लेना देना ही नहीं है। ब्रैंकाई का मतलब होता है थ्रू गिल्स। ओके, ब्रैंकियल रेस्पिरेशन इज रेस्पिरेशन थ्रू गिल्स. Then the third one is pulmonary respiration. Pulmonary respiration is through lungs. Pulmonary respiration is through lungs. Okay. So on a fresh page, give a title types of breathing in animals. We have just completed animal kingdom. The title is types of breathing in animals. Divide it into three parts, and of all the phyla and chordates में सारे क्लासेस भी आपको लिखने पड़ेंगे. ग्रुप करिए कि कौन से क्यूटेनियस होंगे, कौन से ब्रैंकियल होंगे और कौन से पल्मोनरी होंगे. It is 5:10 in my watch. We will take a break and we will meet at 5:20. During the break, please write down सारे फाइला का सारा सारे ग्रुप्स का एग्जाम्पल. अभी फॉर एग्जाम्पल पॉरीफेरा विल कम इन क्यूटेनियस रेस्पिरेशन, तो ऐसा लिखो. कम ऑन. All right, kids. So let's see where what you are writing. What have you written? So first, let's look at porifera. Where will porifera be? Where does porifera be? Come on. Cutaneous, branchial, or pulmonary? C, B, or P? That's correct. It's cutaneous. Porifera, in fact, even Nidaria, then Ctenophora, they all respire through their skin. Porifera, Nidaria, Ctenophora, they all respire through their general body surface. So do Platyhelminthes. So do Platyhelminthes, Aschyhelminthes, Annelida. So यहाँ तक they respire through their skin, through general body surface. Annelida के बाद आता है आर्थ्रोपोडा. यस. सो आर्थ्रोपोडा में क्या होने वाला है? अलग अलग ग्रुप्स है. Like there are book gills, and then there are gills. This is found in aquatic arthropods. Yes. What about terrestrial arthropods? Terrestrial arthropods क्या होगा? Trachea. Yes. And the other was book lungs. They were found in terrestrial arthropods. Now, when I say pulmonary through lungs, lungs मतलब lung like भी होगा. It primarily means they extract oxygen from air. So everything there will be put under pulmonary respiration. Branchial respiration का मतलब होगा they extract oxygen from water. So gill and gill like and lung like will be put under these categories. Okay. आर्थ्रोपोडा के बाद नेक्स्ट क्या है? Mollusca. Right. So mollusca are also going to have the aquatic mollusks, if you remember, have Ctenidia. Ctenidia are also called feathery gills. Yes, Ctenidia or feathery gills. This will be found in aquatic mollusks. And then there is pulmonary sac. Yes, pulmonary sac is found in terrestrial mollusks. मोलस्का के बाद एकाइनोडर्माटा. एकाइनोडर्माटा में क्या है? पेरिस्टोमियल around the mouth and dermal gills. Peristomial and dermal branchi or gills. This will be found in echinodermata. All echinodermata are aquatic only. Then there is hemichordata. Hemichordata also have simple gills. Gills are found in hemichordata. Then gills and gill slits are also found in chordates. Chordates में पहले क्या था? Chordates, gills are also found in urochordates first, It's also found in cephalochordates. ठीक है, उसके बाद आता है वर्टिब्रेट्स. वर्टिब्रेट्स में अब क्लास दे देते हैं, क्लास साइक्लोस्टोमाटा, क्लास कॉन्ड्रिक्थाइस, क्लास ऑस्टिकथाइस. Cyclostomata, chondrichthyes and ostichthyes. Cyclostomata would have 6 to 15 pairs of gills. Chondrichthyes have 5 to 7 pairs of gills, and ostichthyes will have 4 pairs of gills. Yeah, Annelida can also respire through gills, but their primary mode of respiration is through skin. That's their primary mode of respiration. अब आ गया एम्फीबिया. ठीक है, सो adult amphibians can respire through skin. Adult amphibians generally respire through skin. Okay. Adult amphibians also have lungs, but they normally don't use the lungs because the lungs have positive pressure breathing. That means the way we eat food and gulp food down, वैसे they gulp air down. Positive pressure breathing. That's why even though they have lungs, adult amphibians don't use lungs. Then the remaining part will have lungs with negative pressure breathing. Lungs with negative pressure breathing. This is seen in aves, reptiles, and mammals. So everything that we have studied in kingdom Animalia with respect to breathing, we have put everything in one slot together. Okay, quickly finish up, and once you have finished, just write R for respiration. All right, kids. I think most of you all have finished it, so let's move ahead. So then we come to the human system, human respiratory system. Okay. So the human respiratory system, we'll try to look at it from a flowchart point of view. Okay. So the human respiratory system first starts with a nose. So human respiratory system has nose. Nose will open into a part of pharynx called the nasopharynx, which will pharynx. Then from pharynx, it will open into the voice box called larynx, and just below the larynx, there will be trachea. So nose, followed by pharynx, followed by larynx, also known as the voice box, followed by trachea. Now this trachea will enter the lung and will divide into branches. So the first branch are primary bronchi. Okay. Then the primary bronchi within every lung will, so one goes to the right primary bronchus and the left. Then there is secondary bronchi. Then there are tertiary bronchi. And this bronchi will further break down into smaller particles, smaller branches called terminal bronchioles. Now terminal bronchioles will further branch to form smaller bronchioles called respiratory bronchioles. Respiratory bronchioles. Respiratory bronchioles will open into a small tube called alveolar duct. The alveolar duct will have alveolar sac or a bag in it, and that alveolar sac is divided into individual, it's like a bunch of grapes, individual structure called alveoli. Okay. Now, where does lung feature in this? The trachea will divide into primary and secondary bronchi, right? Sorry, trachea will divide into primary bronchi. तो प्राइमरी ब्रोंकाई के बाद मतलब सेकेंडरी ब्रोंकाई, टर्शियरी ब्रोंकाई, आई सजेस्ट कि आप लोग एक लंबा वर्टिकल फ्लो चार्ट बनाना. मेरे नीचे जगह नहीं है. आप यू ऑल मेक वन लॉन्ग फ्लो चार्ट, सेकेंडरी ब्रोंकाई, टर्शियरी ब्रोंकाई और उससे नीचे ये जो पिंक एरिया हमने डाला है ये सब लंग के अंदर होता है. ये सब लंग के अंदर होता है. तो लंग इज नथिंग बट द ऑर्गन फॉर्म्ड बाय सो मेनी branches and there is tissue between them. Larynx is also called the voice box. Trachea is also called the windpipe. There are two primary bronchi, one goes to the right lung and one goes to the left lung. So two primary bronchi, one right and one left. Now once primary bronchi goes into the right and left lung, there are 5 secondary bronchi. मतलब primary bronchi in the right primary bronchus will divide into 3 secondary bronchi, while the left one will divide into 2 primary bronchi only, 2 secondary bronchi only. There are 18 tertiary bronchi. There are 10 tertiary bronchi in the right lung, matlab the secondary bronchi will divide to form 10 tertiary bronchi in the right lung and 8 tertiary bronchi in the left lung. Okay, after that we lose count. Now of the main function of lungs is exchange of gases. The main function of lung is exchange of gases, right? Now even though all these bronchi are there is exchange of gases, right? So in the entire respiratory system, there is a part called the respiratory part. Respiratory part. Respiratory part is a part where exchange of gases takes place. Exchange of gases takes place. Now, exchange of gases takes place only from the respiratory bronchioles. Exchange of gases will take place on the respiratory bronchioles. So, from the respiratory bronchioles, there would be squamous epithelium, a single layer of squamous epithelium. Squamous epithelium. So from respiratory bronchiole to alveoli is called the respiratory part of the respiratory system. Then there is a part called conducting part. Now what is the meaning of the word conducting part? The part which only helps in conduction of air and does not involve in exchange of gases. Okay. They are only involved in transport of gases. They are only involved in transport of gases. They are not involved in exchange of gases. So right from the nose till terminal bronchiole. So remember, questions आते हैं terminal bronchiole. Terminal bronchiole is a part of conducting part, does not exchange gases. रेस्पिरेटरी ब्रोंकियोल, तो दोनों ब्रोंकियोल वर्ड है, बट टर्मिनल ब्रोंकियोल और रेस्पिरेटरी वर्ड अलग अलग दिया गया है. Now if you remember that trachea was having cartilaginous rings, right? C-shaped cartilaginous rings. टिश्यू में पढ़ाया था आपको. They are incomplete cartilaginous rings or C-shaped cartilaginous rings. They are made up of what cartilage? Hyaline cartilage. And on the posterior surface, they were having a muscle. The muscle is called trachealis muscle. Also, the inner lining of trachea is by PSCCE. Do you remember the full form of PSCCE? That's a unique type of epithelium. Come on, in the chat box, tell me what type of epithelium is that? PSCCE. Very good, Khushi. Khushi, one C is missing. Good Niranjan, good Rashmi. Very good Devangi. The PSCCE stands for pseudo-stratified. It is not stratified, but it appears stratified. Pseudo-stratified. C for ciliated. Another C for columnar. And E for epithelium. Pseudo-stratified ciliated columnar epithelium. Now throughout the conducting part, there is ciliated columnar epithelium. And there will be hyaline cartilage even in the bronchi. And they will also have PSCCE. Okay. So this is a general overview of the human respiratory system: nose, pharynx, larynx, trachea, primary bronchi, secondary bronchi, tertiary bronchi, terminal bronchi, bronchioles, respiratory bronchiole. Terminal bronchiole is conducting part, respiratory bronchiole is respiratory part or exchange of gases will take place. Now, so I can say from nose to terminal bronchiole, this is conducting part. Yes, this is the conducting part. The conducting part is also known as the anatomical dead space. You know, the air inside this is not exchanged, so it's called dead space air. And the volume of air which is there in the anatomical dead space is called 150 ml. Anatomical dead, anatomy मतलब structure, so structure ही ऐसा है जिसमें dead space होता है. Okay. If you have finished this flowchart, I hope आपका flowchart 1 continuous straight line में रहा होगा. Okay. Secondary bronchiole से नीचे everything is in the lung. Once you finish it, just type N All right. So then let's look at the parts of the respiratory system or parts of the exchange system. The first part is obviously nose. So nose is what? The external part of the respiratory system. Yes. Now when you look at the nose, you can see two nostrils externally. They go into a tunnel and that opens into two nostrils internally. In between the two nostrils, there is a cartilaginous separation. Okay? And on the surface, there is this skin here on the nose, like this. Right? The part, the separation between the two nasal cavities or nasal canal is called mesethmoid. Mesethmoid. Mes matlab in between, meso and ethmoid. So this partition between the within the nasal cavity is mesethmoid. Now the nose is divisible into three parts. Yes, the three parts. Now two parts you can definitely feel. Now I want all of y'all to feel the tip of your nose with your two fingers. Feel the tip of your nose with the help of two fingers. Everyone done that? Now go further. From the tip, go inside. Keep feeling. With two fingers, keep feeling and go inside. Keep feeling and go inside. Go towards your towards your eyes. So you will feel that the first part of the nose is actually soft. That soft first part of the nose is called vestibule. Vestibule means welcoming part. The anteriormost part of the nose is called vestibule. Then the middle part is called the respiratory part, which is actually the bony part. And there is an internal part which we can't see. There is an internal part which we can't externally see or feel. That's basically for smelling. It's called the olfactory part. So now, you know, how do I know that it is internal? Now, if you are supposed to smell something, okay? Now, if somebody gives you, अरे smell this and see, ये खराब हो गया है क्या, ये स्मेल करके देखो. तो जब आपको स्मेल करना होता है तब आप उसको नाक के पास लाके डीप ब्रेथ लेते हो, राइट? वो डीप ब्रेथ क्यों लेते हो? ताकि वो हवा इंटरनल पार्ट तक जाए. सो फॉर स्मेलिंग द पार्ट इज इंटरनल. चलो, व्हाट डू वी नो अबाउट द वेस्टिब्यूल? So vestibule is the outermost part of the nose. It is the outermost part of the nose. What is it made up of? It is also known as the tip of the nose, right? It's made up of elastic cartilage which is covered with skin. So it's made up of elastic cartilage and skin. Internally, the vestibule will have mucus glands. Will have mucus glands, but primarily it will have hair. So it will have hair, mucus gland and hair. Now what's the function of mucus gland and hair? The main function here is to trap the dust particles, to tap the large dust particles. The smaller ones can go between the hair or within the hair also through the hair ka ye. but the mucus and hair will trap the dust particles. It is sticky, so large dust particles will be trapped by the vestibule. That's the function of vestibule. The opening of the vestibule is called external nostrils. Their nostrils are also known as nares, Nares, nares. Yes, these are internal nostrils which are present near the olfactory part. Internal nostrils or internal nares. Right? So vestibule is the outermost part of the nose. Cartilage made up of elastic cartilage and skin. Internally it is lined by mucus gland and hair. It traps the dust particles. Respiratory part is the bony part of the nose, or I can say it is the bony middle part of the nose. The inner lining will have a lot of capillaries. So the respiratory part is rich in capillaries. Now laterally it has, laterally matlab on the sides. तो अगर मैं सपोज ये सामने से देख रहा हूं, ये आईब्राउज है और ये बोनी पार्ट है, राइट? So this bony part will go down right like this. This bony part will go down like this. अब जब मैं अंदर की तरफ देखूंगा तो यहां पे 3 हॉरिजॉन्टल शेल्फ ऑफ बोन्स है. ऑफ कोर्स ये ऐसा सीधा नहीं होते हैं, बट 3 हॉरिजॉन्टल सरफेस, 3 horizontal shelf. So laterally it has 3 pairs of horizontal shelf like bones. 3 pairs of horizontal shelf like bones. Now those shelf like bones are called conchae. They're also called turbinals or turbinates. So 3 on this side and 3 on this side. Remember laterally, midline में नहीं है, side में जो part है उधर होता है. Now because they are 3, उनको 3 नाम दिया गया है. ऊपर को बोलते हैं सुपीरियर, बीच वाले को बोलते हैं मिडिल, नीचे वाले को बोलते हैं इंफीरियर. सो सुपीरियर नेजल कॉन्का, मिडिल नेजल कॉन्का, एक राइट साइड पे होता है, एक लेफ्ट साइड पे होता है. मिडिल नेजल कॉन्का, कॉन्का इज सिंगुलर, ये सब दो दो होते हैं तो इसके लिए कॉन्के. Now important to be noted here is that superior and middle nasal concha, they are extensions of ethmoid bone of skull. They are extensions of ethmoid bone of skull. Whereas inferior nasal concha is a separate bone. It is not an extension of any bone. So this is important. Inferior nasal concha is a separate bone. तो बहुत सारे लोग नॉर्मली बोलते हैं नाक की हड्डी. तो ये है नाक की हड्डी. Now in the chat box please tell me, when air passes through the respiratory part, tell me what will happen to air. Will the air become warm or will the air become cooler? Air warm होगा कि एयर कूल होगा, वार्म या कूल? Air will become warm or will the air become cool? Okay, so it's a divided house. Some people are saying warm, some people are saying cool. I'll come back to this screen again. Now suppose I have a room, an exact identical room इधर है. यहाँ पे बस ये दो पीस ऑफ फर्नीचर है. यहाँ पे इतना फर्नीचर है. रूम 1 और रूम 2, कौन सा रूम कोल्ड होगा और कौन सा वार्म होगा? ऑन एनी गिवन पॉइंट इन डे कौन सा रूम कूलर होगा और कौन सा रूम वार्मर होगा? 1 और 2 में आपको बताना है. सब लोग करेक्ट है, सब लोग एब्सोल्युटली करेक्ट है. लॉजिक क्या है देखो, इसमें कम फर्नीचर है, देयर इज मोर स्पेस, तो इट विल बी कूलर. जब मैं ज्यादा फर्नीचर डाल देता हूं तो वो क्या हो जाता है, एयर विल हिट एंड विल ट्राई टू स्टे इनसाइड एंड इट विल बिकम वार्मर. Now tell me what will happen when air will pass through the respiratory part of the nose. Now try to tell me what will happen when air will pass through the respiratory part of the nose. Respiratory part of the nose has three horizontal shelves of bone called superior nasal concha, inferior nasal concha and middle nasal concha. So what will happen? Very good. Absolutely correct. So books say that it helps in conditioning of the air. Okay, so basically the function of respiratory part is it makes the air warmer. It makes the air warmer. So logic ये है कि हमारा बॉडी का टेम्परेचर इज 37 डिग्री सेल्सियस एंड हम नॉर्मली हमारे जो बॉडी के टेम्परेचर है उससे कम टेम्परेचर में रहना पसंद करते हैं. अगर मुंबई का टेम्परेचर कभी 31 32 डिग्रीज हो जाता है तो भी हम लोगों को बहुत ये लगता है, बहुत गर्मी लगती है, राइट? सो वी जनरली प्रिफर 20-25 डिग्री सेल्सियस, है ना. एयर कंडीशन को भी हम 20 to 25 डिग्री सेल्सियस के बीच में रखते हैं. दैट्स द टेम्परेचर दैट वी लाइक द बेस्ट. नाउ व्हेन एयर गोज इनटू आवर बॉडी टेम्परेचर इज 37, सो बेसिकली ये थोड़ा सा वार्म करता है वो टेम्परेचर को. नाउ अगर ऑलरेडी टेम्परेचर हाई है, ठीक है, जैसे नागपुर में सपोज टेम्परेचर 40 डिग्रीज 41 डिग्रीज होता है और उस 40-41 डिग्रीज में आप बाहर निकलते हो घूमते फिरते, तो व्हाट विल हैपन, द एयर एंटरिंग योर नोज इज ऑलरेडी 40 and when it enters the nose it will again become warmer, so the air will be really hot. It can damage the capillaries inside and the person can have a nosebleed. तो अगर ऐसा होता है तो बोलते हैं हीट स्ट्रोक आ गया उसको, हीट स्ट्रोक मतलब इतना हीट बॉडी में ये हो गया. इसीलिए ड्यूरिंग समर्स नागपुर में पीपल डोंट कम आउट ऑफ द हाउसेस बिटवीन 10 AM to 4 PM. कोई मेजर एक्टिविटी नहीं होती है इन द पीक समर व्हेन 40-42 डिग्रीज तक जा सकता है टेम्परेचर. डिड वी अंडरस्टैंड कि वार्म टेम्परेचर में नोज ब्लीड क्यों होता है? दिस इज वन ऑफ द रीजंस. ठीक है. Then we have the last part which is called the olfactory part of the nose. Olfactory part is a part which helps in the sense of smell. Olfactory part is the part which helps in the sense of smell. So it helps in sense of smell. Now, in this region, the olfactory part has two regions here. The active region, which was discovered by Schneider. Schneider. Schneiderian membrane. And to support the Schneiderian membrane, below the Schneiderian membrane are Bowman's glands. Schneiderian membrane and Bowman's glands. Okay, Schneiderian membrane is a membrane which actually contains epithelial cells. Okay, so it contains olfactoepithelial cells. Yes, it contains epithelial cells which helps in detecting smell. So we call them olfactoreceptors. Olfactoreceptors. Now, olfactoreceptors, when I'm sensing smell, what am I actually sensing? I'm sensing chemicals in air. So, olfactoreceptors are nothing but chemoreceptors. So, in the olfactory part, there is a membrane called the Schneiderian membrane. It contains olfactory epithelium. The olfactory epithelium behave like olfactoreceptors or chemoreceptors. They will detect the chemicals in air and hence helps in the sense of smell. The Bowman's glands are present below the Schneiderian membrane and they are absolutely required because they produce mucus they produce mucus to keep the Schneiderian membrane moist. So that is why these two are very important, Schneiderian membrane and Bowman's glands. Schneiderian membrane and Bowman's glands. Okay. Moving here. So if I look at the Schneiderian membrane, say this is the Schneiderian membrane, it has olfactory epithelial cells. From the lower surface of the olfactory epithelial cells, they will have neurons coming up, and these collection of neurons forms a nerve. Yes, this collection of neurons forms a nerve, and this nerve is called the olfactory nerve. Now within the bone, within the nose, there is a bone called the ethmoid bone, right? So what happens is that these neurons, so when we were developing, when we were in the mother's womb, these nerves were passing like this and they were coming out, and around that this bone was formed. So when I dissect this bone, ये bone कैसे दिखता है? ऐसा bone है और इसमें बहुत छोटे छोटे होल्स है. वो होल क्या है? क्योंकि नर्व्स पास होते हैं, वो वाला होल है. तो ये एक सीव की तरह दिखता है. सीव का मतलब होता है छन्नी, चाय की छन्नी. इट लुक्स लाइक अ सीव, और चाय छन्नी की तरह लगता है. दैट इज व्हाई इट इज कॉल्ड cribriform. Cribriform मतलब having a lot of holes. So this is called the cribriform plate of ethmoid bone. Cribriform plate of the ethmoid bone. Ethmoid bone is a bone associated with the nose. And extensions of ethmoid bone form the superior and middle nasal concha. Now from here, the olfactory nerve will reach the olfactory area of the brain, and this olfactory area of the brain understands the smell. So based on the smell, it will understand whether it is a good smell, bad smell, should you be away from it. Like anything which is decaying will release hydrogen sulfide. So hydrogen sulfide, इसका अगर स्मेल आता है तो rotten egg, something which is decaying. अगर रोज जैसा स्मेल आता है, it's an indication that there is something good, fragrant. Now olfactory area of the brain is present in a part of the brain called temporal lobe. Temporal lobe of the brain, the part of the brain just below your ear, is called the temporal bone. जो कान की पट्टी हमारे, मतलब कान के आगे हेयर की एक पट्टी होती है, उसको हम लोग कान कान की पट्टी, कान पट्टी, इन इंग्लिश इट इज कॉल्ड टेम्पल, TEMPLE, टेम्पल. तो उसके पीछे बोन, जो ब्रेन का पार्ट है, उसको बोलते हैं टेम्पोरल लोब ऑफ द ब्रेन. सो वो टेम्पोरल लोब ऑफ द ब्रेन, वहां पे वो जाता है, एंड देयर वी सेंस स्मेल. So this is the olfactory nerve. From the Schneiderian membrane, the neurons will come out. That's called the olfactory nerve. Olfactory nerve is also called the first cranial nerve. There are 12 pairs of cranial nerves, right? The first pair of cranial nerves are called olfactory nerves. Okay? Next, diseases related to nose. The first disease is called rhinitis. Rhino का मतलब होता है nose, itis is inflammation. So inflammation of nose, that is redness, swelling, pain and heat of the nose. Yes, rhinitis could be because of a microorganism. तो अगर ऐसा होता है तो उसको हम लोग बोलते हैं infective rhinitis, which could be viral. Generally it is viral. तो infective rhinitis is called a cold, common cold. सर्दी is infective rhinitis. बट कभी कभी सर्दी वायरस के वजह से नहीं, एलर्जी के वजह से होता है. तो एलर्जिक राइनाइटिस, जैसे कुछ लोगों को पोलन की एलर्जी होती है, उसको बोलते हैं हे फीवर. या सो इन्फेक्टिव राइनाइटिस इज इन्फ्लेमेशन ऑफ नोज विच इज ब्रॉट अबाउट बाय अ वायरस. इट्स ऑल्सो कॉल्ड कॉमन कोल्ड. Allergic rhinitis is inflammation of nose because of allergy to something. If the allergy is due to pollen grains, generally it is called hay fever. Then we have one more word, anosmia. Anosmia मतलब no sense of smell. ओके जैसे अभी करंटली जो कोरोना वायरस है, वो नोज के साथ साथ ऑल्फैक्टरी नर्व को भी इन्फ्लेम कर देता है. तो क्योंकि वो ऑल्फैक्टरी नर्व को भी इन्फ्लेम कर देता है, उसमें एनोस्मिया. बहुत लोग बोलते हैं मैं कुछ स्मेल नहीं कर पा रहा हूं, बिकॉज वो नर्व के आसपास इन्फ्लेमेशन होता है. तो द नर्व डज नॉट अंडरस्टैंड द स्मेल. नो, टेस्ट एंड स्मेल आर नॉट वन. टेस्ट इज food, chemicals in food. Okay, so coronavirus में generally sense of smell और sense of taste दोनों जाता है. Yes, Kushi, you're right in that. But anosmia, it's called. An मतलब nothing, osmia means sense of smell. Then there is one more called parosmia. Par means besides. So parosmia का मतलब है difficulty in identifying smell. Difficulty in identifying smell. All right, kids. So we completed with nose, the remaining parts, pharynx, larynx, etc. we will be doing in our next class. Thank you very much. Bye bye. In case you have any queries, somebody asked, is there a connection between nose and ears? Yes, there is a connection. It's called eustachian tube. Eustachian tube is the one which connects the nasopharynx with the middle ear. So if there is a cold, there may be problem in the ear also because of the eustachian tube. Okay. Why can't we smell when we suffer from cold? I think we've answered that question already. Any other queries, kids? Can cold occur due to dust allergy? Yes, it can. Yes, it can. All right, kids. Chalo, thank you very much. Bye bye.